went to like the very first Olympic qualifier, and that was it. I never went back. I played my part. I didn't smoke weed for a month so that I could pass a drug test. I was writing for Weed Maps at the time, so I'm like under contract to like wear a Weed Maps shirt in like contests, and so I'm like fucking target on my back in this Olympic qualifier with a Weed Maps shirt, and I'm like just was so out of my element, you know. And then like there were so many people in the qualifiers that like. I'm like heat 1, all my homies are like heat 9 and 14 and this and that. So I'm like up in Long Beach, like by myself, I felt like, you know, I didn't see my homies for a week straight. I was like just eating lunch by myself in restaurants because the homies are practically like whatever. And then there started to like, you know, these like countries, you know, not the skateboarders, but the people like repping for the country were like trying to throw people under the bus. Like, oh, like drug test this guy. No, like this dude was technically skating outside of his practice zone. That's a immediate disqualification. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like last week we were homies. Wow. Like all of a sudden I come here and it's like, get this guy out of here.
Damn.
You know, it was just like cutthroat.
Yeah.
And I was like,
cool.
Man, this is not it for me. You know, and like I said, I was already going through this weird like thing with the contest skating in general. And I was like, I don't need to do this. If it's gonna steal my fun and like my love for this shit, I definitely don't care to be an Olympian like bad enough to like lose my love for this game, you know, like, and it was just kind of weird because then this is also like COVID era and like I was in my head like, well, I'm already doing all these events. Like if I really like want to go to contests, I can go to all these other contests, and then then all contests kind of vanished except for the Olympic shit. But it's still just like, I don't know. I like don't regret my decision at all. And I like have the utmost respect for the dudes that are doing it. And like, I'm not necessarily the dude that's gonna like just bash the Olympics, you know, like minus like the video of the fucking dad kicking his son in the head. I don't know if you guys seen that shit.
Horrible,
I think we should all hop on a flight to China and fuck that guy up. But
what happened?
Minus that, like I'm not like,
I don't even know.
Dude, you never see that,
dude?
Wait,
like,
dude, it's
dad
so
got disappointed in the son and
dude
kicked him in the head.
Little man's.
It was horrible.
He's probably 8 years old,
Wow.
maybe, and like somebody's filming from across the park. But
dude,
he's
it was
like,
Johnny Tang. A friend filmed it.
Okay, I didn't know who got the actual clip, but dude, like you just see this Grom come up, get on his knees, like literally gets down on his knees in front of his dad, and his dad just like roundhouse kicks him in the head, like twice, and then like kicks him straight in the chest. Just for like not performing well.
But like there was a lot of people posting about it, and they're like, "Hey, World Skate and Olympics, what are we doing about this?" And at first, I didn't get it, but I'm like, "No, like you're like, dude, the Olympics made this so serious in skateboarding that parents are so strict and gnarly on their kids that they're doing this horrible things." And I'm like, "All right, dude, no, this
so there's this
never do that regardless."
Yeah, there's this like weird,
even saw
dude,
this.
it's gnarly,
It was
but it's
bad.
there's like this gray area, you know, where there's like that type of shit, but then it has also like brought so much success to some of my really great homies and like brought them opportunities that would have never been possible without the Olympics, you know, like even just monetary shit. Like some of my boys are living real good these days because of the Olympics, you know, and fucking wasn't just, you know, X Games and this and that were really going to do, you know, like living that way, you know, necessarily. So there's like, and with like, it being so much more accepted, like my hometown is now building a skate park that I've been vouching for like the last 15 years that they've just like shut everybody down on, like even like pretty much laughed in Tony Hawk's face. Like he reached out to them, like, damn, I got him to reach out to the city. He was like ready to essentially build the whole park. They just donate the land. And, you know, they pretty much just laughed in his face and told him it was going to do nothing but bring negativity to the community. Having a skate park, you know, but now they're like, oh yeah, you know, so it's like there's a lot of great things happening because of it, but then a lot of horrible things
true
as well. And I don't know where I stand, like right in the middle maybe with it, because like I said, I like some of my greatest homies, like Tom just went out and won a bronze medal and is like fucking just like has done like obviously that dude's already was crushing it in general, but it's like has opened doors for people that would have never had that, and but also created a lot of negativity around, you know, like the pressure of like, because now you can be this thing. Like when I was growing up, especially in the area I'm from, it's like there was like no such thing or like no hope in like you could be a professional skateboarder one day and actually make money doing this shit, you know, like no fucking chance. But now it's created that, but it's brought in like the soccer dads and shit that are like, my son's gonna be a skateboarder, like whether they want to or not, because I want it, you know, like, and that shit's lame.
It's created a whole new breed of skateboarders who are just training for one thing, and that's the Olympics.
And I was like so blessed to grow up in like the most supportive household you could imagine, you know, no matter what you wanted to do. Like mom and pops were, you know, would have backed any of me and my siblings, whatever the hell we wanted to do, you know. But like I came from a sport. My dad was a high school wrestling, baseball, and football coach, you know, like he was fucking ultimate coach guy. But then when skating came along, you know, he like he took a step back, and like obviously he never skated. He didn't know anything about it. So he couldn't really coach me, but like I think he just like to this day his favorite trick is a lean air. That's really all he gives a shit about. I could like, if I would just dropped in like at some contest and just did 10 lean airs back to back, it would be like the best run ever for my dad. You know, like that's all he wants to see. So just do a fucking lean air, bro. Like that's the best trick, you know? And like, but I got to enjoy skateboarding for myself.
Yeah.
You know, and
as you should.
And it didn't like ruin their relationship with me and my dad, which I felt like can happen these days. You know, it's like I see that shit happening, and dude, I've like popped off on some dads before at skate parks. Like, bro, the kid's either gonna grow up and hate skateboarding or hate you, or both. So like, fucking go sit in the car and take a breather and let the kid fucking
straight up
do his thing, bro. Yeah, like it's insane. Like let him love it, or let him quit tomorrow if he wants. Like. It's a kid.
Yeah, the more skateboarding is in the limelight, and you know you're gonna get that type of you know mentality for sure. Yeah, of like kids and parents for that matter. You know,
skateboarding has never been a coached sport by any means. It's been I'm gonna go out and skate and be carefree and do what comes natural.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Even in the '80s when the contests were the thing, it wasn't even the parents weren't. You know,
and I'm not like look. Do what you need to do in order to get better in your craft. And if that calls for somebody coaching you through the process, great. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think, especially from me, coming from like my generation, we never had no damn coaches.
Yeah, no, but true, very true. I totally agree with you. But like skateboarding will never ever lose the culture that we have of just growing up and loving it. Like for us specifically, for some kids, I feel sorry for them because they don't have that experience of like, man, growing up watching videos and hanging with your friends and going out skating on your own without your parents. Like,
I think some kids do.
No, totally.
Some kids
some do and some don't for sure.
And that's like that was the beauty of skateboarding. That's why it got so big.
No,
it's because of that aspect of just
the
being
freedom,
the love, and the creativity, and so.
But I love it. I love I love what you're saying. I love what you're all about. You know what I mean? Like you're here for the. I mean, it's the love of skateboarding. I mean, that's why we started, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just like I said, I'm just so blessed to get to call this a job and whatever. You know, like. Never dreamed, like it's, I guess I dreamt of it, but it's like really surpassed everything that I even thought I wanted as a kid, you know, and like just the places it's taken me in the world and the people I've met, and just like, you know, us as skateboarders, we all know like the camaraderie or whatever you want to call it of just skateboarders, where like that's really all you need to know and about someone, and next thing you know, you're like, you have a couch to crash on in fucking France. You like, you know, and then when the homie's in California, he's crashing on mine too, you know, like, and it just creates like, I don't know. It's just created a life for me that I could have never imagined. And from the small town I grew up in, you know, it's like that. I don't know. Like it's been more than I could have ever dreamed of. I said,
I think you're speaking for a lot of us when you say that.
Yeah,
because I couldn't. It wasn't even a thought in my mind or obtainable to get sponsored when I was growing up skating. Like it wasn't. The thought never even crossed my mind. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You know, and now look at us. You know, it's. I don't know, man. It's. I can relate.
All right.
I think a lot of us can.
Yes, sir.
You know.
1,000%.
Dude. So we're gonna do the video part. Oh, we're doing the Olympics this year, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, I'm always rooting for my homies in the Olympics, you know. But I will be sitting it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, do you? You know, that's the beauty of skateboarding, right? We could do whatever the hell we
absolutely.
want. You know,
absolutely.
And when you got Bill Weiss, guys like that behind you, sky's the limit.
Yeah, man. I'm just stoked to be a part of such a rad family, and I've had so many amazing people backing me over the years, man. Like it's
all it takes is one or two. And like, you know,
life is so cool, man.
Yeah,
like I get to kick it here with all you guys and just talk about this shit.